You want newspaper for underneath or paper towel?
Yeah, we got a newspaper.
Brian, can you grab newspaper out of the finish room, please? Thank you, sir.
Okay, so guys, when we glue, we're going to be using Titebond original wood glue. This is stronger than the wood itself. If you glue things properly, this is actually stronger than the wood. So if we try to break these apart after they're glued properly, it's going to probably break somewhere besides where we glued it. Okay. Now there's different types of Titebond. There's Titebond original, and there's Titebond 2. Does anybody know the difference? Mark, you know the difference? One is waterproof. Titebond 2 is waterproof, so it would be used for an exterior application. This one is only used for interior applications because it's not waterproof. Okay. Okay, I cut some glue sticks over here, and I put them over here so that we have these to use as instead of using a paintbrush, we can use this to spread the glue out.
Now, could you wash those and reuse them?
We could wipe them off. Yeah, we could wipe those off and reuse them.
Instead of chucking them each time.
Okay. Not a bad idea.
Hey, all about conservation.
That's right. Okay. Now, there is a couple, there's not, on these, when I look at it, I'm going to try to find, try to match up the grain, match up the color. Ooh, that's a little bit of a problem. I didn't notice that. We got, that's, anybody know what that's called? This was actually where the bark was on the edge of the tree, and that's called wane. We got a little bit of wane on that edge.
John Wayne?
Yeah, not John Wayne. But anyway, yeah, when you see a board, a lot of times if they're surfaced on two sides or whatever, rough cut, you'll see some bark on an edge, and that's called wane. That's not going to be a huge problem. In fact, the routing will take that off, so I'll probably put that on the front board. But look at your grain and try to get it to where the color matches. This is pretty consistent. Okay, we're going to put one of these in the middle, like that. And if you look at the end of the board, you can see that this is the way it grew in the tree. Okay, you can see the radius of the annual rings there. Okay, and it's good to try to have those opposite. So we would want this one's going this way, so we'd want this one to go this way.
Why is that, Mr. Deason?
It helps with warping. If the wood is going to warp at all, that protects against warping. Okay, so there's that one, and then we want this last one to go this way again, and it is. So that would work right there. Check to see, do a dry fit. Check to see that it does line up really well. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and get our clamps ready. Always have your clamps set so that you can do a dry clamp. And let's see, we'll take this one. Okay, and our glue table
Is a mess.
It is. These slots are for these clamps. Okay, so when you put these in here, these go in here like this. Okay. And what we're going to do probably on this is probably 2 clamps would probably be adequate, but I'm going to put 3 if I can fit them.
Oh, he's going 3.
Be careful when you get these down that you don't knock another one down on you.
Oh, they come down. Oh, they hurt. When that hits you in the head, you know it. I've seen stars. And I'm not talking like Hollywood.
I see students a lot of times they'll get ready to clamp, and they won't have these things open all the way up. Then they go to clamp it, and the clamp just bottoms out. Make sure you open those up.
Another suggestion is putting newspaper underneath all that so that your glue, if it does drip, we don't have to sit there and chip it all out. Because see all that glue that people didn't clean up?
Yep. Okay, so this is a match set. So I'm going to put a line here. It didn't. Put a line all the way across it. And maybe we'll call these. Okay, we'll go ahead and mark those. That way, if they slip a little bit. Okay, let's get our next set ready. Okay, we got the grain running this way. Grain's running opposite. This one should go up. It is. Those are good. Put a line across it. Put a line across it. These are 2s. So do all this in advance, because when you start putting the glue on, you're not going to have time to do that. Okay, and then 3, 3, 3. Okay, look at my grain. That one's going cupped up. This one's got to go down. This one's got to go up. Those fit together well. Sometimes you'll get a little thing like this, just a little sliver of wood. Okay, a little tiny piece like a toothpick, smaller than a toothpick, and it got in between there, and it didn't want to close up very well. Okay, so there's that. These are 3s. Okay, so my clamps are pretty well set. All right, so we're going to put some newspaper under there. To be honest, guys, if you got that much glue dripping, you're probably using too much glue. Okay, so you know, Mr. Summerfield and I both have a pet peeve, and that's when we come over to use a bottle of glue and there's a big chunk of dry glue caked on the top of it. Okay, try to put the caps back on, or in this case we've just got a galvanized nail that we're using for a plug. But try to keep those clean, wipe them off. Brian, if you would, please grab me a paper towel.
They used to have caps on them. I even would take string and tape it to the caps, and people still lost them.
String and tape it to the caps?
Yeah, and still lost them.
So guys, I just made just a small bead of glue. And I want to try to get the whole edge coated. Not too much, you know, kind of like I used to always say, kind of like you're putting butter on your toast. Make sure, again, make sure these extra little pieces are cleaned off. And you don't need to put it on both sides. Just put it on one edge. Yeah, some people like more butter than others.
Butter's amazing.
It's good for your cholesterol.
Yeah, right.
Lubricates everything.
Yeah.
Some people believe real butter is better for you than margarine.
Country stuff.
Okay.
Butter wrapped in bacon.
Bacon wrap and butter.
So guys, you can see why I did the lines and the numbers. It's just a lot easier to get it back the way it's supposed to go. This one looks good. Now we're going to carefully put this back over on the clamp. Very carefully. Okay. Ready to go to this one? Again, work pretty quick. Work pretty quick. I'm actually going to do it like this time.
Don't know. It's better to see the demo than make a mistake. And then I'll have all of these accessible so you guys can watch these if you want.
Okay, you saw how fast I went on that one? Quite a bit faster than the first one.
It's a nice pink camera.
I had a student one time, they weren't really thinking about what
So
they were
that in
doing.
case
They
it
glued
drips,
all the pieces
Not going on
together.
your class.
Remember not to put glue between the 1s and the 2s, and the 2s and the 3s.
Or glue your wood to the clamp. I've seen people do that. Mr. Summerfield, why can't I get this off?
And you had to like chisel.
You had too much glue and you glued yourself to the clamp.
You put that on the wrong side.
That's why he has the paper towel.
You are right. And don't forget to, and don't do like I just did and put it on the wrong edge of the board. I thought,
You want wet paper towel to wipe that off, or are you good?
yeah, we might need a little bit. It's kind of hard on the bottom, but don't think we're going to have too much squeeze.